Won't be me showing my abs, but
Yeah,
no,
well,
this is good. This is good.
I don't have much right now. So we're at about 3,000 steps so far.
I'll tell you.
It's probably what I'm thinking. Very simple to do.
We have done we've done 0.6 miles today.
Okay.
So far.
Yes. Okay. So how much? What does that say for?
For steps?
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
typically for me. The rule of thumb is like 1 mile is about 2,000.
Oh, mine doesn't do steps. I don't go by steps. I'm just like kind of a distance guy.
Well, according to mine, we're at 3,000. So about 1.5 miles.
All right, well.
Which vacation is great and all, and don't get me wrong, I love hanging out by the beach and drinking cervezas and everything. But I mean, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier. It's just because it's an open bar and you can drink 15 shots a day.
Yeah, of course.
Doesn't mean you have to.
Doesn't mean you should.
Just because there's a beach, go walk on it. Just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you have to turn into just like some slug who just stops existing. If you're already active, just do the same thing. Simple stuff.
Well, that's why, Clark, that's kind of my cheat code. That's for my exercise cheat code. It's like I just try to walk consistently.
Exactly.
That's all I got to do.
Do it for an hour a day, and it doesn't have to be strenuous like this. We're just chilling right now. This is not hard work. You're just walking, taking in the breeze, but it burns a surprising amount of calories. So
yeah, my policy is if I don't go to the gym, that means I have to go on a walk.
Yeah, that's a good policy.
And then it means if I go to the gym, then I'm not required to go on a walk. That's pretty much
policy.
What I do. And I figure I'm like, you know what? That won't get me yoked, but it will also keep me from getting out of shape.
Exactly. It does a lot more than people realize. What do we got for a plate here? We could do some salad. That's kind of boring. It doesn't really have very many actual macros besides, just a little bit of pretending yourself. It's a little bit of convincing yourself that you're eating healthy. So there's a lot of stuff here. We've got guacamole. There's a lot of good proteins here with the shrimp cocktails. We could do some of that. But the biggest thing is when it comes to situations like this, in my opinion, you just go for the leanest proteins you can possibly find. Kind of call it a day. At the end of the day, you obviously don't have your food scale with you here, so you don't want to be some weird obsessive person. So just find stuff that looks good, find stuff that's relatively healthy, load up on lean proteins where you can. Have a good time. Well, it's not so much night vision, but there are settings where you can basically turn up the brightness. However, the thing that you have to worry about when you turn up the brightness is that it gets really grainy. If you don't know what you're doing, they call that really noisy. So if you don't know what you're doing, you turn up the brightness so much, like it just looks really like film grainy, and it's not really, it doesn't really look right. So you got to really know what you're doing. To,
You know what? Yeah, you couldn't see the glass.
yeah, I know.
All right, that's fine.
Couldn't see it. It's all right. Well, you know what they say, Gavin? The sun was in my eyes,
Yeah, there you
and
go.
she was 50 pounds bigger than me, and that's all these other things, right? I don't really have any sort of preference of what that's why I like doing like the full body stuff when I'm on vacation, because it just sort of covers everything, and if you do it twice, that's like, okay, like it's obviously not like a full workout, but like I got a little bit of legs, I got kind of everything, and then if I want a day where I want to just like, just be, be a total narcissist and do like chest and back or something, I can do that and it won't really throw anything out of balance, so I like it for that reason. I mean, the seated ones are nice where it's like the seated, but these are a little bit nicer where they can do, like if you're up top, it's more like a decline. If you're on the bottom, it's more, which always threw me off. That took me like, when somebody had to point that out, I was like, okay, so it's like, so you do know you have that completely backwards, right? It's totally counterintuitive.
Okay. So it's like decline a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically. It doesn't, yeah. It makes exactly as much sense as it needs to.
Yeah.
You can do also like obviously, dumbbell flies on the bench, like those are good too. For whatever reason, this with the cables, it always feels like it activates it more, and I don't really know why. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. For whatever reason, these always just seem to really hit it more.
Yeah, man, I was doing 20 pounds and I was like, dang, man. You feel like when you got your NASM, like you learn more stuff about lifting, or is it more educational?
Okay, all right, that might be too much.
Too much for Mexico.
Yeah, so like it was hit or miss. There was some stuff that I already knew about, like once it got into like progressive level, I was like, I know this part.
Pretty basic
a lot of it, God, I felt like I was in like medical school with all the physiology stuff you have to learn about, like the the myofibers and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
all this
yeah.
stuff. So, dude, this is overwhelming. This is one that humbles you big time, where you're like, oh dude, I thought I was really strong. Like, I'm only doing 30.
Yeah.
It's these ones, and when you have it out to the side like this, those are like, I'm lucky if I can do the 5.
Right. Oh, and then it's the balance part of it too.
Yeah.
It's like those the paddle boards. I'm using like 35s.
So what you said, the full range of motion
Instead of just like using like 35s and only getting it to like right
Yes.
here. Like I go full range of motion, like 10 to 15 pounds.
That's, you know, it's funny. That's something I've really like started trying to be very cognizant of in recent years, where, you know, you see so many guys doing like the little like they're doing curls and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh come on, dude, that's not like it's when you kind of learn to put your ego aside, you do that, you get the focus on the range of motion, but you still
And
have
the growth, you get the growth.
Yes,
I
and
mean,
but you still have enough weight to obviously like, you know, for it to be challenging,
Right.
but it's that fine line you have to find of like, you want it to be challenging, but you don't want it to be so challenging that you can't do the like.
you're not
you can't,
hitting
like,
4
do
to
it
6
correctly.
reps. You're not doing 4 to
Yes.
6 reps of
Like-
shoulder raises.
Like you've seen the guys on bench who go like, you know, like, okay, new PR. And it's
Yeah.
like, it's all you did, like, you didn't do anything.
Every commercial gym ever.
Yes, exactly. Your goal here is to not make any real sort of gains. Your goal here is to just like, for lack of a better term, stay in shape.
For range of motion flies, where you go
Super.
all the way up and all the way down.
I think I've messed around with them maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever actually. Okay, so let's see. Started with shrugs.
Yeah.
How many did you do of each? Why wasn't I like counting?
This is 12.
Okay.
Maybe if we fact check me, it might have been 11. I don't know.
I believe it. I've been doing 12 to start, and then like 10 or 8 or something to that effect.
Better that it's both arms at a time too, so you're doing the same amount.
Yeah. Like that. Yeah, or higher.
A little bit higher. Yeah. A lot of times you hear like, you don't want your hands above your elbows, but if it's light enough, it's not like,
Yes.
you're feeling it in your shoulder.
Yeah, boys. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
10 pounds, I'm already feeling it.
Yeah. Decent.
That's you know, the thing about like so many people like, yes, like the rep range is, or I mean the like the range of motion and everything is good, but what a lot of people forget too is the tempo, like how we've both been doing it, how it's like that, just that smooth, like, you know, that time under tension. The longer you have that, the more like activation it's doing to all your muscles. Like, again, that's why you see like, dude, I don't understand, I curl every day.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that just seems like you're running.
Yeah, no, that's hip thrusting. I don't know what that is.
Yes.
Oh man.
Depending on what lift it is, like how heavy do you truly need to go? Like,
Not that
what gain are you going to get from, you know, from shoulder raising like 50-pound dumbbells that you're not going to get doing it well from like 15s?
You look
Like,
at how they look in the gym.
Yes.
People that do that.
It's like, I got news for you, buddy. Like, nobody is that strong.
Haven't done shrugs in a bit.
Neither have I.
No neck.
Yeah. Exactly. You'll be massaged too, so you'll be all like limber and everything.
Oh yeah. Like it's like you don't feel these until you get to like 8, and then you're like, oh man.
Yes.
You ever use the mirror for the shots?
I've been using it.
Yeah.
Well, friends, the vacation is officially over. Gonna be hopping on the flight soon, heading over to the airport. So, what have we learned? When you're on vacation, load up on as much lean proteins as you can possibly find. Don't worry about going overboard. Assume that if you don't, you are going to go under. So, get as much lean protein as you possibly can. Try to get your protein intake. Carbs and fat will, to a certain extent, take care of themselves. So, prioritize protein intake. Be active where you can, even if it's something simple like walking on the beach, walking around the hotel, you know, playing shuffleboard, whatever. And if they have a gym, do a lift or two. Nothing crazy, just a few supersets just to get a nice full body circuit, just to make sure that you're hitting each area. You're not going to get any major gains, so realize that it's not about making huge gains, it's just about making sure you don't lose anything. And last but not least, have fun. Go enjoy yourself, just not too much.